Weird. Hello. Hello, my friends. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. It is a Tuesday, and nothing is like a Tuesday. Tuesday's just a Tuesday, right? So welcome, welcome. You're here. Yay, Lexi, it's you and me, girl. So hopefully you can hear me okay and I don't sound like an alien, as I really didn't want to hook up my phone. What a great color on you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's my this is my I got this sweater. It's got all these I don't know if you can tell, but it's a really nice little cozy sweater. And I picked it up at the bay. Um because sometimes the bay, if you get them go on the weekend stuff. Anyways, they had a clearance rack and it has all these little different colors. There's blue and purple. And I don't know if you can see. Anyways, nubbly colors on it. And I think it only cost me like it was cheap. Like of course I'm cheap. So it wasn't that expensive. It was under 20 bucks. And I think this was like a regular $75 sweater or something. And it was just reduced and then it was reduced and then it was an extra 20% off the sale price or something like that. So got it for a good price. Love it. Thank you. I love good deals. So man, exhaustion. I gotta admit, I am tired. Started falling asleep and in my chair. This is my chair. It's my you know, go and I fall asleep in my chair. But so much energy coming in to the world right now. Um, and the thing is that with this energy is so impactful. Like it is a I don't know what to say. I mean, we got the third Neptune square Mars, and I mean, we had the Nord Stream, is that it, right? Explosion with one. We had the bombing in Poland with another one. So this is just like bringing up, like, I mean, Mars is war, right? So lots of explosion, lots of things to do with like water issues. We're seeing in California all the flooding and people being snowed in the higher elevations in California. There's oh my god, how much more? Of course, the banking issues. You know, uh, and I said from the very beginning this year, I was mentioning to people to really start. The couple years before, I was telling people about food. Get your food going. Get your food going. Still continue doing your food stuff. But I was mentioning about money, and I was mentioning even before about, the banks and what they're trying to do with the banks. So much distraction out there. This is again coming back in because there is just so much crazy energy. Now, for instance, for me today, one of the girls, which I didn't know, I didn't suspect anyway, she gave me her 2 weeks notice. So that brings our staff down to what, four of us, five of us? I think five, two, three, four, five, including me. So five people. And it was something I didn't really pick up on her, but I guess when it's funny because HomeSense was the one she got scooped up by HomeSense. Um I can't remember the word that you use when they come in and they scoop one of your employees. But anyways, she got scooped and which is fine. She's going over, it's part-time. I was giving her pretty much full-time hours with where she was and giving her the weekends off and stuff like that. So anyways, that's fine. She's going I think she was just getting bored and she just needed something more, which is fine. Um but what I'm finding with her, what I'm finding, not with her, but with this is where the energy's bringing in this change and all of these changes. My dog is going ape shit, fucking crazy because of upstairs, and she's just a little turd. Anyways, um the changes, she got in. She got in. I had the door closed. She figured it out how to open it. But the changes, so there's that change. So having her, it's kind of like a bomb, but how I treat it was like, okay, fine, you're gone. Whatever happens happens. We're going to figure it out on the way. One of the other thing that's going on at work. Oh, my manager's on stress leave. Um Go away. Go. My manager's gone on stress leave. The whole big there's like whole big thing gossip there that's going on. And like managers for grocery stores make six figures. Just I'm throwing that out there to people. They may, and assistant managers in like Safeway, Sobeys, Save on Foods, Walmarts and places like that. These guys make six figures. It's not like they're going in there and they're getting $45,000 a year. These guys are making six figures, so they're at 100,000 to 300,000 or whatever a year, plus whatever bonuses that they get. So, so this is and his wife's an assistant manager. Anyways, I don't know if they're gonna see this video. Anyways, so this whole bunch of drama going on about that, right? So all this drama is going on in there, and I'm just like, I end up being the person that everybody talks to, right? Then my lovely little girl person who works in the cash area had a breakdown, and I kind of got the feelers of what's going on with that and what happened with that scenario as well. So all of this little drama, all of these dramas, all of these little fires and everything are like exploding, like and the thing is that I was just like, okay, this isn't whatever happens with the Starbucks happens with the Starbucks. I'm going to just try and do the best I can there. That's all I can do. The thing with my person over in the cash thing, she's going to be okay. I think she's just been very overwhelmed with everything. She's such a beautiful person. She's very she feels a lot too. And then the thing with the managers stuff. But somehow I feel like everything's going to it's going to work itself out. But the change that's happening, or the changes in the energy flow that's going on, because this the amount of energy that's coming in right now within our matrix, I'm going to call it the matrix because everybody else calls it the matrix. Anyways, with the matrix is and now I got dog hair all over my nose, is glitchy. Like it's like like you get these little zzz, zzz, zzz kind of energies that are going in. Yet with all the crazy timelines with them that's going forward. So let's say, I mean, right now they're really pushing the war. I mean, China's always been the main center part for everything. The Putin thing is there, but it's not as big. But I feel like with all of that of calling for war with China or wherever it is, I feel it's like, you know what? Our focus comes back to our spiritual self, our higher self. How do we create that spiritual energy for us within all of these glitches that are happening? And this is where, in my mind, I'm like, okay, what am I needing to do? And one of the things is, if you can, and this is if you can. Now I'm looking at to see if I can do this, is when it comes to financials. Number one, financials. Now, a lot of people don't um, think spirituality should be financial or whatever, but it is. I mean, there's nothing wrong in wanting to create the prosperity and abundance within your life, right? There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, it's absolutely a fabulous thing that you should be able to do for yourself. Now, in creating that financial abundance, how can you do it? People ask me, have asked me, how do I do it? I don't have any money. How much between 1 and 10% can you put away from your fixed income? If you're on a fixed income or if you're on a retirement income, how much of that can you put away? So let's say you got a fixed income. We'll just go with $1,000. So if you put away, of course, 10%, that's $100. So and just stow it away. Like you're not going to touch that. That's in in the nabob container. You know, how much can you start to stow away? Not everybody has $45,000 sitting in an account or $10,000 sitting in an account. So this is like I'm talking to people with fixed income because not the thing a lot of my clients um don't have that. And that's where we have to start going and you got to start tapping into that energy and that energy stream. Because when you start tapping into that energy stream of saying, yeah, you know what? I can start doing 1%. Okay, let's do the $10. Okay, I can do, okay, the $5, or I can do the $100 this time, or the $200 this time. This is where, when you start doing that, it's creating a vibration. It's creating a vibration of worthiness. Now, it sounds, a lot of it's when you start creating that vibration. When you start creating that vibration of the abundance to bring forth to yourself, it starts to multiply. When you start honoring that vibration for yourself, it starts to it starts to come in different ways. Not always with money, dollar bills or whatever, but it comes in different ways. It comes in ways of either people coming in to help you, being taken out. Like this Saturday, and I didn't say too much about it, but I went for high tea at the Palliser. Going for high tea at the Palliser is $85 per person. I was honored. I was honored to go with a client of mine who I met on a ghost tour. Absolutely fabulous man. And his great great grandmother was Queen of Denmark. And how, we talked about, I know the history and everything else about how, in how he ended up coming, being born in Canada and the whole bit. His family, his mother and his dad, immigrating from Germany, and how they were just after the war in Germany, and the things that went on, and how his father was raised, with a grandfather who was, right in the thick of the German war, right? So this is, anyways, I don't know how I got on that tangent, but anyways, this is, we were talking about it, and it was so wonderful that we went to the Palliser, and of course his, the energy of his great great grandmother was there. And then we're talking about royalty, and of course the whole energy of the Palliser. If anybody knows what the Palliser Hotel is, one of the oldest hotels here in Calgary, and it is freaking haunted. It is so haunted, it's so crazy. From guests, you could feel the energy of different guests in the dining room. To, I know about the guy who jumped out of who jumped off the roof at the 1929 stock exchange crash. And talking about the old guy who sits in the elevator, who thinks that he's still in the elevator going up and down. This is the we're talking about all that. I mean, I met him at 12:30. We finished at 4. We basically closed down their tea. There were little girls, cute little girls. I just loved it. Lovely. It was a tea party. I guess it was a little girl's birthday party, and she wanted to have a high tea party at the Palliser. What a way to raise your vibration, eh? So these parents spent, like, they must have spent money for these little girls, and they're all dressed up in their lovely little outfits. They had cute little hats on. Some of them are wearing gloves, the whole bit. It was so fabulous. Seeing that, feeling that energy. That's the whole thing. It's like when you are wanting to create or change your vibration, this is like unexpected things like this come to you. And they're blessings. These are blessings. These are miracles. So when we are starting to create that vibration for ourselves, when we are starting to honor that of ourselves, and that's where this energy is, especially with the Piscean energy and with Saturn. And this is not so much with the sun. Of course, the sun is there, but with Jupiter and Neptune being in Pisces, this is going to be about raising that vibration, raising your vibration, and creating that truth and that abundance of yourself. Now, the North Node is still in Taurus, right? So, with that North Node in Taurus, is telling you, yeah, if I want to live a life of my values, what do I need to do? Yes, I might have to reduce something, but I still want to have, my cute little sweater. I still want to have some nice lipstick, or I want to have these different things because they're going to help me to feel good. They're going to help me to create that abundance and create that vibration that I want to do. And that's where the energy is, that even as it's glitching, you're going to see these glitches happen. And when you start to see them, like I do at work, from crazy management issues that are going on to other things um in the cash office, to all these other things that are happening. And here I am in Starbucks. We're our own little entity, even though we are paid by Save on Foods. I'm not paid by Starbucks. I'm paid by Save on Foods. That I'm able to observe all of this and still, create and do the different things. I mean, it's not a bad job. It's pretty good for what I get to do. But that's the thing. It's like, how are you going to create that for yourself in your world? And that's so important as the energy is going to just increase in intensity, and just, even when Mars moves, and Mars has been in Gemini for 6.5 months. Sorry, guys. I feel for my Gemini. That's a lot of energy with Mars. You got the god of war sitting in your sign in air, and he wants, what am I doing? Where am I going? I need instructions. I need to go. I want to go. And feeling very overrun, especially in January and February, with that energy of Mars being in there. Now he's leaving, and he's going to go into Cancer. So there's this energy that's going to come in, a lot of water energy, and he's going to trine over to Neptune and to Saturn. So there's going to be these trines going over to Pisces. So this is like, okay, looking at what kind of emotional energy do I need to sustain myself and my security, because Cancer is all about security, as I go forward and continue this journey through this year. In amongst everything that you're going to hear and see within the outside world, okay, within the Muggle world, you're going to hear about the war. You're going to hear about more banks going down. There's going to be, this is only the tip of the iceberg. But you also have to say, why are these banks going down? Because they knew that this bank was going down. It's not like it was like, oh, what? This is happening? No, they knew there was a plan. There was a plan for them. These guys got their bonuses before it went down. The feds knew it was going to happen. They were in there scooping it all up to make sure that they could sustain some stuff. So there was an understanding, and plus stocks were sold. So there's an inside knowing with all of this. It's just, it's the emperor who wears no clothing. This is that type of energy. We know they know these things are going to happen. I mean, even if when you hear them interview, they let things slip here and there. So these banks that are happening, yes, they're going to have um residuals around the world, and but it is where it's like it's almost where they want all of these to fall. Now those in credit unions, please watch, because credit unions have done a lot of auto financing and stuff also. So we're going to start seeing some crazy things with credit unions as well. So there are some with credit unions too. So that's what that's part of other things that we're going to be seeing. But with all of this, it's like everything that's coming down is a push because they want to make a centralized currency. Not everybody understands Bitcoin. I don't understand Bitcoin. I don't understand, the whole bit and locking and whatever, putting it on a key and remembering these passwords and all of that. It's very complicated to me. It's very complicated. But this is where not everybody understands that. And that's the whole thing, is that when we as a society, when you work at a job, you want to get paid when you're supposed to get paid. So you want to get paid on Friday. You don't want to get paid 2 days after on the Monday if you're supposed to get paid on Friday. You want to get paid when you're supposed to get paid. You want to be able to have access to that money. You want to be able to go out and take your debit card, fill your gas tank, maybe go for dinner, buy a bottle of wine, do some grocery shopping, whatever it is. This is the thing, is that that's what people want. They want that convenience. They're used to it. We've been trained, we'll go like this, in doing that. And so even Biden even mentioned about, the central, when he came out and he's saying, oh, we're going to fire everybody. No, they're not going to fire anybody. Nobody's going to get in trouble for any of this bullshit. They're just going to like, bah, 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 bah. But all of this is like pushing to, and I'm going to say JP Morgan, because he's got the market cornered right now with gold and silver, and really keeping the prices, trying to keep control of the prices. So if if we get rid of all the little banks, all the smaller ones, and all the local branches, and all these little branches in small towns, and we have to make everybody into like a centralized bank, it's going to be a lot easier to put you on a centralized currency, because not a lot of people have carry cash around. So that's the other thing. Not a lot of people carry cash around. I know there are a few people that I know, is like, no, I take my X amount of money out for the week and that's all I do and that's all I spend. And then everything else is paid out through my account. What I need, what it's utilities, cable, all of your other things, right? So but this is the movement. If you sit back and you start watching, which I do, um and listen to these, different, like uh Dan from I Allegedly, and I listen to the Economic Ninja. um There's Mark Moss is another guy that I that's there. Redacted. If you listen to Redacted, of course Russell Brand and Tim Cast IRL. I mean, I get snippets and stuff like that. I don't sit there for hours and hours and hours and watch it. Well, you know, my family probably will say differently. But this is where you start to learn. You start to see. Now it's not only with them. I also listen to, I follow the astrology. So I look at the astrology for myself and see what's going on. And then I listen to different people like um K Pacha, Rick Levine. But I don't like Rick Levine. I like to listen to Rick Levine, but when he's on Astrology Hub, because Astrology Hub has just gotten too soft. Like they don't want to come in and tell hard facts because they don't want to offend anybody, you know. So listening to Rick Levine, listening to of course Leo King, and there's a few other ones that I listen to and stuff. So listening to all the different and you sort of put that composite together of seeing what is unfolding in the world. And then as you're seeing what is unfolding in the world, this is where it's like, okay, in each of those that I watch, each of those, they all tell you that you have to start putting things for you. You have to start planning. You have to start putting the money aside. You have to work on your spirituality and your foundation. Each one of them bring that in some way, and especially within the astrologers, they start to tell you that it's like the spiritual part is so important. Working on your own spirituality, working in your connection with your divine, and doing your light work. If you are feeling called to do the meditations, then start doing meditation. Start maybe forming a group within your area to start meditations. You want to do meditations online, start doing the meditations online. You want to start, doing angel readings, start doing fucking angel readings. Like allowing yourself to put yourself out there. If you want to start doing the yoga and maybe become a yoga instructor, whatever it is. Maybe you want to become a blogger and just blog your life and what you do and how you live on your farm, your house, your chateau, wherever it is, however you live. Go ahead and do that. Allow yourself to explore these different avenues and start bringing that into your day-to-day world. That's where the energy is. And as we're doing that, then okay, if they're going to go to the centralized, it's one of those things, but to still have the money on hand is going to be important, because that's going to stop them from getting full control. As people, because they can't stop the dollar bill, the physical thing. I was just watching where he was talking about how much actual dollar bills and $2 bills and $5 bills, if anybody has any $2 bills, but this is American, that are in circulation. $15.2 billion is still in circulations. That doesn't, like, when you hear 8 billion or 8 trillion or whatever like that, that's electronic. That's not physical money in float. So in the United States, that's how much, like, actual physical money is in the United States. So they're already able, with that amount of money, and you think about it, that's really not a lot of money, physical money that's in circulation. So that's the other thing too. So for them to be able to do what they're doing it becomes quite easier, especially with that amount of money that's out there. Anyways, all these different facts that are in my head. But this is really, of looking on what should you be doing? How should you be creating your own abundance in your life, and working within your own spiritual self and your community, and how you would like that to grow. Crazy times, crazy times. Don't let some of the stuff scare you. Take it all in stride. Take one step at a time. We have I mean, right now we have the moon in Sag. It's going to be going into Capricorn. It's making a 3/4 square over to the sun. We have a grand T square that is up there. With the south node in an opposition to, in a trine over to Mercury, and that square with Neptune and Mars. and then Mars in an opposition to the moon. So we do have this energy that's making this, grand T square, and that does put some stresses stresses out there in our lives, and Neptune or Chiron and Jupiter are off. Like Jupiter's off that conjunction, coming off that conjunction with Chiron. So that's going to give us, some leverage there. And Venus is heading home. Venus is heading home into Taurus. So we have that energy of Venus going home, but she's going to be hitting the North Node. She's going to be hitting, of course, Uranus is still there. So there's still some, when it comes to your values and how you, how you know, um, where it comes to your money and your mundane world. So that's still quite a big. I know I don't have any lights on, so it's getting dark in here. So there is that energy of Venus, what are my relationships? What are my relationships with money? What are my relationships with the people around me? What are my relationships with the things in my life, my mundane stuff? And North Node, how are you utilizing that for your highest good? How are you dealing with all of this for your highest good? Whew. Lots, 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 lots. It's kind of crazy out there. So stay strong. Really stay strong. Um, we're gonna get through this. There's a reason why we're all here right now. There's a reason why we're all going forward upon this journey at this time. And I want to send you guys out so much love. And if you are wanting a reading, my readings are on sale for $100. They're going to be on sale. I'm going to keep them on sale until we're going to keep them on. We're going to, you know what? I'm going to keep this going until Easter. So that'll be after the full moon. So because we're gonna have a new moon coming up in Aries, we're gonna have like double new moon. Yay! In Aries. That's always fun, isn't it? So we have a new moon happening in Aries, and then of course with the spring equinox that's going to be happening. So we got the spring equinox, we got the new moon, and then we got full moon in Libra. So right after that full moon in Libra on the 5th, I will keep it till the 9th of April. April 9th. There we go. Thank you, Lexi. So April 9th. So the sales till April 9th, which is Easter Sunday. And I have been doing, even though I'm working the muggle job, I'm getting people in the evenings and weekends when I can. So, sending you all so much love. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say, in all that you be, in all that you do. Let your light shine. Don't let anybody crush your light. And keep on going, baby. Keep on going. Blessed be. Bye-bye.